Greetings, Earthlings.
Warning, the following program contains strong black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
That was a remix, wasn't it?
I know. I don't know what's going on. We got both screens going. Does it look like two screens on there for you, Queen?
It does. It does look like that. So I'm not sure.
Probably
Hey
use that new
everybody.
function. Yeah, probably use that new function. That's probably why. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to understand it.
yeah. We all good. It's all good.
Can you hear me? Oh shoot, I don't remove somebody from stage. Uh-oh.
Now you
There
good.
you go.
Yeah, yeah. You good. It's no reverb in that, so you clear. Yeah,
Okay,
no
yeah, we
background.
don't know how to use these new features that was forced on us by StreamYard. I was trying to use my computer, so it might look weird out here. But as we see the title, and I'm gonna play some things. Oh, are white people ruining are white people responsible for destroying America?
Mm.
Oh, we got little stuff on here. StreamYard trying to come up with the studio stuff. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Don't need no mix board.
Yep.
Yeah. We got they got the Bix board up here. I mean, but either which way, let me put this up here before I play some stuff. Hold on. There we go. So before we play some videos and before we move forward, I want everybody to ask themselves that question. Are white people responsible for destroying America? We're not judging, we're not saying this and that. We're asking a question. With everything that's going on, are white people responsible for destroying America? And I mean a lot of stuff, but is that's the question. So I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and I want y'all to just sit back and listen to these two guys having a conversation.
Ruin this country.
White people are the problem.
They are the problem.
White people ain't
White people killed Charlie Kirk. White people enslaved nations of people. White people ruined this country. White people, not black people. Black people built this country from the ground up. White people came and ruined it. The Italian mob, the Russian mob, the Irish mob.
dividing.
America
There's
was
an echo, Queen.
divided before I came and talked to you.
Let me ask you.
You were sitting here with people who disagree with Trump and you agree with Trump.
Yeah.
That's division.
Freedom of speech.
That's division. I didn't divide you.
No, you're saying black and white are different.
What's the
We're
difference?
not.
So what's the difference between me saying that and what's his name, Stephen Johnson, saying the Democrats are the problem? Is Stephen Johnson not dividing the country politically?
100%.
Is Donald Trump not dividing the country politically?
100%.
Is his office not dividing the country politically?
100%.
So white people are the problem. Not some black man that's sitting out here asking interviews. I'm not dividing the country. White people are dividing the country.
Hold on.
And to that point, when was America ever united?
Hold on.
When was America?
We haven't been. That's the fucking problem.
Whoever.
Hold on.
Who caused that?
Hold on.
Who caused that?
Fucking white people.
So what should happen to white people for dividing the country?
White people.
You said it was feedback, Queen.
Yeah, it was a lot of echoing.
Yes. Echo. Yes.
I don't know how to
Hey,
remove it.
Queen.
Hold on.
Hello. I don't see you. Is something new?
Yeah,
I don't.
StreamYard done
I
came
don't
out
see
with
There we
something
anybody.
go.
new,
Oh, there
and
we
I
are.
don't know.
D Mays dropped off.
Uh-oh.
Something happened.
Okay,
I
there
don't
you
know
go.
what happened.
There you
Okay.
go. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? No.
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Can you?
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
it
hear
was
you.
an
Okay.
My fault.
echo.
I'm just talking. I'm saying, are you on two devices? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're on two devices, that's
No,
probably
I'm
why.
only on my phone. I don't know why
Okay,
it's like this.
okay. Because you did it portrait probably. You said you hit both of them. That's probably what it is. You did
Yeah,
features on them.
I thought that I thought it was going to divide it. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Oh.
Can you look to see how it looks on YouTube? Can you go out and come back in,
Yeah,
or
man.
any? I don't even know if she can hear me. C- I wonder
Are
if
we
I could
on
mute.
already?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to
Okay.
Then
mute.
All right, let me mute me.
There we go. Can we see? Can y'all hear us?
yep. Look at here.
There we go. It was saying hide one. I had to go down to the settings.
I knew you
But
was a genius.
do I need to play it again since it was echoing? I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm
play it
gonna
again.
I'm gonna play it again because the
Yeah.
question is, are white people responsible for destroying this country? Yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, we gonna get it. I'm looking for my disclaimer again, just in case we ain't see it. Are white people responsible for destroying America? Even before it was America, right? We're not blaming people, we're just asking a question. We want to connect the dots. So I'm gonna play this. Uh-oh, that's not playing that.
Ruin this country.
White people are the problem.
They are the problem.
White people ain't the
White people
problem.
killed Charlie Kirk. White people enslaved nations of people. White people ruined this country. White people, not black people. Black people built this country from the ground up. White people came and ruined it. The Italian mob, the Russian mob, the Irish mob.
Dividing
America was divided before I came and talked to you.
Let me ask you.
You were sitting here with people who disagree with Trump and you agree with Trump.
Yeah.
That's division.
Freedom of speech.
That's division. I didn't divide you.
No, you're saying black and white are different.
What's the
We're
difference?
not.
So what's the difference between me saying that and what's his name, Stephen Johnson, saying the Democrats are the problem? Is Stephen Johnson not dividing the country politically?
100%.
Is Donald Trump not dividing the country politically?
100%.
Is his office not dividing the country politically?
100%.
So white people are the problem. Not some black man that's sitting out here asking interviews. I'm not dividing the country. White people are dividing the country.
Hold on.
And to that point, when was America ever united?
Hold on.
When was America?
We haven't been. That's the fucking problem. Hold on.
Who caused that?
Hold on.
Who caused that?
Fucking white people.
So what should happen to white people for dividing the country?
White people.
There you have it, folks. There you have it.
It did the same thing. Over. It was playing too. You heard me?
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was still playing two people. I don't know why. So it did the
On
same
your
thing like
side.
last time. Yeah, I'm
Someone
still.
said it
It's
looks fine. Somebody said it looks fine. But
okay. Cool.
we'll
Okay.
get it. We'll
Okay.
get it.
It probably was on
And
my end. Yeah.
yeah, it might look previewed like this, but we'll see. Cause like I said, StreamYard, I love it. I mean, they did a lot of upgrades. We just gotta learn to use it. But
Oh yeah.
audience, shout out to what is it? Pro Maze 8186.
And
Shout out to Black
my sister.
Bubba. Oh,
I
okay.
was.
Hi,
Yeah.
sister.
Hey, sister.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, I ain't been the
Yes,
comment.
I mean, you seen it, like, not trying to be funny. No black person wrote rules and regulations. No black person wrote the Constitution and then decided to change it. No black person got together and made a new political party just so they can overthrow the government and insert. Because when we look at the Democrats and the Republicans, those have nothing to do with the Constitution. There is no Democrats and the Republicans in the Constitution. The Democrats came along when the KKK decided they wanted to make the Dixiecrats. We were all Republicans. Nobody made rules. Nobody made the police but white people so that they can go against other people. Nobody is using their power to pollute the world or pollute America by using their power to allow factories to do things that are against the environment. Nobody black is sitting in there passing laws and resolutions. There's only one or two black people that was sitting on the Supreme Court. So are white people destroying this country?
Look like it. I mean, to a certain degree. I mean, I mean, they doing what power's supposed to do. I mean, when you get when you whoever whoever's the biggest group, well, how I'm trying to say this, um, the most dominant group, yeah. That's what they're supposed to do. Just like the Chinese, they like the second group. They're gonna do the same thing. I mean, I think whoever I don't think black people naturally is like that, but like them, but
No, we're not
they just
naturally like that. Black people
yeah.
been on this planet, scientifically proven, for millions of years. This planet is going down. Time is moving faster. No animal was going extinct until white people came in power. Like, why are animals going extinct? We act like that's a natural phenomenon. That is not natural. They're being poached. They're being hunted. We have grocery stores and stuff so that most white people own them so that they can make money and get rich when we were hunting and doing things ourselves. Most people are not feeling needed in the world because we're doing jobs that most of the majority of these jobs are made up so that white people can have corporations. We don't need all these grocery stores if we can't afford the meat. A lot of stuff is going to waste. I mean, look at the air pollution. And then we
Facts,
have
facts.
white people in power that's allowing other white corporations to get away with pollution, gluttony, and basically excessive price gouging just so that they can stay rich.
But that's the nature. I mean, that's what power, respect power, and they feel like they're the only ones who can do it. Like I said, outside the Asians, but yeah, you're right. You spot on what you're saying. I mean, there's nothing new with them. It's just they're more high. They're more They just upgraded. That's all.
Yes, I want to read what your sister said. Promo Maze 8186 said because for one black people don't own anything over here in a large consumption and have no power over here, and it's against our nature to do this type of stuff to others. Exactly. This is why we won't just get rid of them.
Facts.
This is
But
why
should we
we.
change? But should we change our mentality though? I think I've
Oh,
been
who
on
that
this
go in
like
the
that.
audience?
Okay, I've been saying this for a while. I think we should. Yeah, I think we kind of. I'm not. Like sometimes you gotta do what's necessary. I mean, because nature by nature we're not like that. But hell, why not? I mean, why are we just too nice? That's our Achilles heel. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been doing this for so
Yeah.
long.
It's
Yeah.
our
So
Achilles heel. What you got to say, Pablo? Can you hear us? I just happen to see you in there. I guess he's not there.
blow
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Let me. I'll tap in a
Okay.
second. Let me get situated.
Okay. While he's getting situated, I'm gonna play something else, and this is their mentality. Everybody was doing fine before white people decided to rule everybody and tell everybody how life should be. They are basically destroying America, and they will get on there and still tell other people in black countries what they should and should not be doing. You can go out your door. White people are always trying to police somebody and be somebody's slave master.
Hey,
This
play
is
a little
why
bit.
we have. Mhm.
I said when you play a little bit, like a couple of seconds, stop and make sure it's not, playing double. Just
Okay.
ask the
Okay.
people, ask the people. Yeah, okay.
Okay, we're gonna play Elon Musk's um father is claiming that if America loses all the white people, was it America or Africa?
America,
Um,
America.
and then we'll be doomed. That's what they want us to believe. They have put themselves in a position to make us think we need them because they offer nothing but chaos and confusion and destruction. The devil is the spirit of illusion. It's an illusion. We need all this stuff. Our kids are growing up faster than what they should. And then they always want to use black people crime as it's a problem. Black people crime only affects black people. Let's play this.
I think South Africa is a big talking point in the US right now, is America in the next 20 years will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen. You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? Do you want to go back to the jungle, or?
If the US becomes a minority white country.
Yes.
So there's Latinas, there's blacks, there's people from all different races make up the majority, and then, you know, it could be 48% white people. Do you really think the US is doomed if it goes under?
Yes, it goes under then.
Seriously?
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work, we fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression, that's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become 50 million if you get fed. We fed them, for crying out loud. You know, enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it?
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, because you're white.
So did y'all hear it? Because I heard a reverb. Probably just me because the way I hit my function on my phone. So I don't know if it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I heard it very clear.
Okay,
I guess
it's
you
just me.
should thank them for food and
Yeah,
work.
I think the way I did I did my setup on there, and I did that, hit that thing. It probably playing it. If I got me hearing it double, so as long as everybody else can hear, I already heard. I already heard the original. I already
Pablo,
heard it before.
Pablo said reverb.
Oh, yeah, reverb too. Okay.
Is your sister in the
Yeah.
audience? Did the audience hear it pretty good? Because we got a lot
Yeah.
to unpack. This man, this fool said that he fed them and they grew bigger. If this is the case, and he brought
God damn.
European culture.
Thank
What is
you.
European culture? How do you feed people who has been there millions of years before you even existed? And
Thank you.
if white people were already here as they want to portray and needed so much, how come you are going extinct?
Yeah.
And when I asked AI, remember before I asked AI, what are white people? And they said white people were a mutation. That's not me, it's
Damn.
AI. Everybody can go look it up right now. Go to
Yeah,
Chat
I did. I
GPT.
heard it. Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
That's what it said.
And a Chinese scientist said this a long time ago when he did the experiment of white and black fish. And he said when they were basically whiteness was a mutation. This was done by a Chinese scientist a long time ago. But we don't study white people. We don't study where they came from, their mentality, because this man has to be out his mind. You're in a place that had civilizations. They were feeding themselves, and he actually said that they came in there and fed them. They're a small group and you're controlling everybody. That's what you call a parasite.
Facts.
Is whiteness a parasite to the world?
Hmm.
Because they're a small group over here. You mix up the history. You have black people arguing that they are not the Indians and they're the Indians, when you can clearly know by science the first people on earth were black, so Indians were black. There was no white people. So these white looking Indians that we see with straight hair that has no course to it, no blackness to it, you came from your white ancestors. You are not the original Indians. You are not the original Indians. As Umar said, you are not the original Indians.
Mm-hmm.
We have facts in front of us as people, as a community, white and black, and we won't use them facts. We see that the guns were pushed out and the white community, the racist whites wanted us to wipe ourselves out, but you cannot wipe out the originators of the earth. This is why karma is here, as I said, Rome is falling and wiping them out, because what is not of God is not going to exist, because it's not of God. You might not be being wiped out had you left the black scientists and the black doctors and left partial black people in control, but you became greedy and gluttful and hateful, and you want to take over what God did not give you. Your skin was not made for the sun, and we all know that. But your hatred towards the people of the earth, which are black people, are causing you to go extinct. Had you left black people alone, we probably would have came up with something to have you exist longer. But you gave us guns and drugs and starvation and poverty to wipe us out, and it's still not working. Now we're at the place where in 50 years or more, we not even know what a real white person is.
Yeah, it's a lot of mixing going on, and like so you see on the TV, they a lot of movies and shows they promote and commercials. They promote a lot of interracial dating because
Yes.
they trying to survive. Like that girl, that white girl. I had the video. I wish I could find it, but Yurima Karama, the first one who showed it, but it was a guy out in California, and he was just going to random white girls, asking them like black guy or white guy, like who you prefer. And the white girl, she was a valley girl. She's like, yeah, black guy. He's like, why black guy? She said, so I can so I can survive, so my children can survive. So basically, she need to have children by a black man, so their child will have melanin, so so their race can survive. She said that like like they a lot of them probably had that conversation like, and
That
then she said about she love him and then she like, well, I just need his pretty much his DNA just about his melanin. So yeah, that was crazy.
and that's what you call a parasite. A
Yep.
parasite uses its host to survive. Chat GPT, you can all look it up. I hope they don't say this is hate speech, because you know anything that you say of white people, because they control this small group of people, control the language and the mentality of everybody else through programming. Chat GPT says whiteness is a mutation. They said it's two genes, because you kind of got to keep playing with Chat GPT to get there. And they was like, oh, even though it's a mutation, it's not to say white people are not human. Well, that's true, but white people seems like they don't have empathy and humanity in their hearts. This is the
Queen, you went out for a while.
Uh-oh. Can you
As
hear me
soon as
I,
you
now?
said,
I
I
heard him. I heard him.
you went
White
I
out for
heard
a
him.
people,
while.
white people
Oh,
don't have humanity and empathy in their hearts. Just like Charlie Kirk said, he had no empathy for nobody. And somehow is it me, or mostly everything white people do, they have to get it from a book. They don't naturally invent stuff. They're not naturally empathetic. They're not, because I don't care how much white people do us wrong. If we seen a little white child, if we seen a white woman suffering or a white man suffering, there's a part in our heart that opens up and we will help them. But they will look at us, the majority of them will look at us and frown and hate them. I was going through a neighborhood the other day, my windows was down, and it was an all white neighborhood, and all these white people were out there in their little communities that they built their own parks, and I had to ride through, and I guess they were getting ready for prom, and they always try to be funny with black people when they see them, and they were standing out. And so when my car, because the street was small, so you have to basically drive right by them, and it was a car in front of me, and the white people was out there, and there's always that one white person that try to get it going like it's a joke, and the white boy, he was like, hey, hi, like talking, and then I'm like, hey, because I'm looking at him as we standing there. But then the young white girl that's sitting there, she turned her lip up frowning. I said, who the fuck is you frowning at for no
what?
reason?
Wow.
And
Where
my
you was
thing
at?
is, I was in Alabama just riding through.
Oh,
I was
you
going
oughta knew
through stuff
better.
with the GPS. But my
Yeah,
thing is, we white people don't go through that. We don't never sit up there and look at a white person and just turn our nose up because they're white.
yeah.
And then we keep saying it's the old white people. Like I told Quincy, these are young white people, and their parents are standing right there. And when they sit and talk like us, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have that feeling for nothing. You wouldn't decide that you want to look at a black person in a car and turn your nose up. I said, do you know that they rich? They going to school. Obviously, they graduate, and that's your future doctor, judges, and everybody. We keep hearing stories over and over again about what white people are doing to black kids, black people, and everything. And we keep acting absurd and oblivious to what's going on. They're not old racist white people, they're young and racist too.
So when we say all or just some,
Of what?
let me say like, are we talking about all white people, or are we saying some white people just being
We're
destroying the
gonna do
country?
them like that. The white race has a problem. There are some white people that not, but we wanted to label old racism as old white people. But they all these older white people raise their young white people who are our age, and the people who are our age are raising their young white kids to be just as racist as their old white grandparents.
And what about the whites? Well, the ones that's mixed, like mulattoes. You know, some of them they
A
play
lot of
really.
them walk around. I can see it in Florida and stuff. A lot of them walk around with curly white, with curly afros that bounce. That's not coiled all the way like ours, and they're in camp encased in whiteness, and that is the people that has to make the decision. Because a lot of them are with these white women. I seen a white woman with a mixed child, and maybe she wasn't with the dad no more, but you can tell the child was black, and she looked it darker than the other kids, and you should have seen how that white mother was handling her compared to all her little white fully white cousins that was around her. And I wanted to just basically say something, but this is what black men get for having kids with white women without doing a history, because sometimes when black men get with white women, they kind of immerse themselves in the white family. And obviously she's a white woman, and maybe they were broke up, but she was dragging a child, she was just handling her rough, because we was at a restaurant and we was outside walking, so we was around them for a minute and I was observing.
Wow,
and
it's crazy.
and so a lot of white women are obsessed not with the black man but with the black penis.
Facts. The soul pose, unfortunately.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, they have this child because they want to be able to bring, most white women want to come close to blackness as they could. You see Rachel Doyle, you seen that article about her. Now she's going as a white woman, but
Hey,
they
but Richard those
obsessed.
all? Yeah.
Yes. But she
Wow.
was dogging the little child out because now your fantasy about the black man is gone. Now you have this, now you have the now you have the result of sleeping with a black man among all your white family, and this child is mixed, and out of all the children, the white women is okay because that child has a stain on her, kind of like the Princess Diana. I mean, and kind of like the Prince Charles.
Meghan Meghan
And
Markle.
yeah, see how they
Yeah.
remember how she said they were, and that is in a lot of mixed families. Now, I'm not saying all mixed families act that way, but the
Yeah.
majority of these white women, they kind of because if it wasn't that true, you do not see a lot of white women merge themselves into the black family. You see mostly white men start changing their tone, taking the soul out their voice, and I'm not knocking it, and we they conform to talking. When we say talk white, I'm not saying that you not educated and you can't pronounce enunciate your words. I'm saying you take the soul out your voice. You see a lot of black women because white
Oh yeah.
people cannot talk with soul, so everything around most white people in this world is conformed to be bland like them. They don't want, because we are loud by nature because we got soul in us. They are quiet by nature because they have no soul that we have. They don't have the melanin that makes up the soul. And so they don't like it because it's not them. And then some of them are jealous. So most of the time when black people are dating white people, you will tend to see a black man talk like he don't have fat lips. You will tend to see a black man talk like, oh, you know, like if I want to talk white, when I have to go to my thing, hi, hello, I have to breathe in not to let my soul come out. So you will see a
Okay.
lot of black men talk white, and it gets on my nerves. If you want a black man, let that black man be black. But yet they're down black women for saying they can't be themselves. But most black men that date outside their race, they really can't be themselves.
You know, Soul Brother, like that movie Soul Brother. But it was that's a girl I worked with one time. She's mixed, and her mom, I'm gonna say her mom Somalian, black African. Anyway, her dad white. Anyway, she and you look at her, she like a regular light skinned sister. Her hair a little coarse, a little curly because she got white in her. And I asked her, she straightened her hair. She wore her hair natural. She wore her hair natural, but she was just sometimes, like straighten it out. And I was like, oh, I see you get your hair straight. She said, yeah. They know you about it when she's married to a white man. And but remember, she's Asian. She was like, yeah, my in law, they kind of some like I guess they were rich or whatever. She's like, yeah, they like my husband bring me around them. They like when my hair is straight, and I'm like, she young, she was young too. I'm like, I said, poor child, don't even know. They don't want to accept you with your natural looking hair because you look too much like a black woman. So they like,
Yeah.
they like Meghan Markle. Look how Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle had to look like Prince Harry's brother's wife, Kate. So she did had the same little hairstyle, you know, always, like
Yes.
straight out. So yeah, they ain't gonna accept you unless they want you to look a certain way. So yeah, that's
They
that
want
must
you
have.
exactly. They want you to look a certain way because it can't be them. And they'll turn around. They used to wear the buns and they would fluff their hair out. They run around and they all they shampoos, all their hairspray.
You went out. Can y'all hear me? She went out. Did they stop the live? Can
I
y'all hear
bet
me?
you I'm on here twice. I don't know what happened.
Okay, yeah. I'll answer everybody else if they hear. Can you hear me?
Can y'all
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yes. We hear you. You hear me? Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello?
D-Maze, I can hear you. Tina, I can
Can
hear
y'all
you.
hear me?
Oh, yeah, we
I
Yeah.
hear
don't know
you.
what happened.
Yeah, you
You
good.
were out for a second, but we can hear you now.
I want you to catch you here. Since I'm in the text, I had to text it. So I'll take chat.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah. Can you hear us?
exactly. Hey, send her a text to let her know. So we can hear each other. We can't hear her.
No, she's on her phone.
Yeah, me too. I be man, we screen that truth, they were trying to shut it down. But like I said, they just features on the screen, y'all. So you can figure out stuff.
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me
we had the
now?
problem last time too. Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear us, Queen?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. It's StreamYard. But what I was saying is that all their hair shampoos, all their go in the store, everything that they do, what does it say? Volume. Just like their little crew cuts and their haircuts, they'll do their hair and put styling gel to do what? To puff it up.
Yeah, days and stuff. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so most, and then like you were saying, D Mays, most black women who date white guys, look at Serena Williams for an example. She don't even look like the sister we know that used to play tennis.
Oh man, what?
Papa, who that woman?
Yeah, 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 man. Change the nose. I mean, I'll buy you dropping weight, but
Did she
Yeah.
change her nose?
yeah, man, lighten the skin up, man. Black folks be trying to defend that to my, oh, it's just the makeup. No, it ain't the makeup. That's just been on TV plenty of times and magazines with makeup, and she never look like that. Like white chicks. That movie White Chicks.
Mm-hmm.
She like that movie White Chicks. They put the Wayne brothers. Like, what the hell going on? So
And then
yeah,
on top of it, y'all, she's skinny and she was in shape. And she's
yeah,
taking medicine. And why is it that they think that just like Elon Musk's daddy that I just played? Why do we let white people set the standard when they're the smallest minority on the country on the earth?
yeah. We all allow them. We look at them as power, and we look at ourselves as powerless. So yeah, that's why. Just like when we go buy their Gucci and they Louis, you got
Mm-hmm.
a black person can have their own brand, but no, I ain't made us. I got Gucci, Prada, Louis Chanel, Birkin bags and stuff like that. A black person can create their own thing, a bag and sell them for $30,000, and black people won't buy it because it's a black person. Black man ice is cold. Black people don't want to admit it. It's facts.
Yes.
It's just a fact. We think that a lot of black people really think white people are superior to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
Let
They
me
made
ask
it. So,
y'all this. What ways in your own in your own thoughts through experience are white people destroying this country?
I mean, I think, well, boy, they greed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, most definitely. They greed outshines everything. I think they want to run it. I think a lot of them want to control stuff. My thing is, I'm all for power, but when you get too much power, I think you still have more of a god-like complex, and then you think it's like, okay, my race. Because even with their own race, they look down on like the ones who trip hard trash, and you know they look at it. But the crazy part about it is, a lot of the trailer park trash. A lot of them think they more superior than black people, which is crazy. But both of us broke and poor. So what the hell? We just got different skin color. So what the hell? They got to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them feel that they still are superior. Some, I say some. I land my plane
Well,
on that.
mine is environmental, destroying the earth. They are destroying the earth in several
Facts.
ways.
Oh yeah. I mean, these people
In
got quantum
several ways.
computers and stuff. They just came out with a quantum computer. Damn, I had wrote it down. I'm like, this thing supposed to pretty much do everything. IBM, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? They got this big quantum computer supposed to do everything. So yeah, they create stuff. They're like you AI, so you create stuff that people won't even be able to, people won't be able to work anything no more. So a lot of companies are laying out because of greed with all these elites. And even with the so-called black elites, they don't have that type of power like these people have. That's they don't understand how power works. Power is about influence and family names. Like these people been paying generational wealth though for decades. We don't have generational wealth, so yeah. So it's like we got to start from scratch. And then when we did have, towns and stuff. We already know we got to go down the line on that. What happened? I land my
What did
plane.
they do? They destroyed it. They destroyed families with the black towns. They destroyed history. They destroyed
Yeah.
everything. And not just that, they destroyed our mental health. They're responsible for destroying the mental health of the country.
I agree. I agree. Can't debate that. That's still their wrong,
Environmentally,
Paul.
yes. Environmentally, they give each other the power to get bottled water, and then we turn around. There's plastic in all the water. Bottled waters, I mean, plastic bottles are not good for us. That's
Exactly.
environmental. All this pollution in the air, the waters, the fish. They was talking about how they all these microplastics are in the fish.
Yeah,
They're digging up so much, and then they wonder why there is no there that the earth is having all these sinkholes and the earth is spinning and the birds are falling out the sky. They invented vaccines when we didn't we ain't have no we had natural ways of, I'm not saying vaccines ain't needed, but not their vaccines, because a lot of these
yeah,
vaccines they created, especially in Africa, was sterilizing people right now. They are not talking about it, but there are people with all these blood clots that are dying left and right from that COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And then they
Allegedly.
had a new study too, Queen, where they're linking SIDS to vaccines. They got a
Who?
case
Believe it.
right now that somebody won.
I believe it.
Well, where?
Yeah.
SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, what
They
the heck?
they call it SIDS when your child just
Yeah.
all of a sudden dies.
Yep.
Okay.
For no reason. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
All these
crazy.
years we've been wondering about that. It's finally come out.
Didn't we say they
Yes,
were
sir.
gonna do that about the
Yeah.
vaccine, the COVID
Yeah.
vaccine?
Like I told everybody, it was a
Yeah.
simulation, man.
Autism
Yeah.
linked to it too.
Even with the money, they somebody had them on change. Just getting ready, everybody ready for a Catholic society. They just getting ready for that. With the money, somebody want to take a chain. They had no chain and all that. You gotta have. Yeah.
Like, let's go. The vaccine also, what they do, they push the vaccines and then they push laws requiring it. When did we ever need vaccines to go to school? Until white people said that.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Right. Thanks.
Hmm.
We went to school, we were waiting to catch chicken pox and mumps from each other. Why? Because we were building up our own immune system. They
Right.
want
Exactly.
our kids to hurry up and build it up so they can put them in the slave force that they call the workforce.
Yep. God damn,
This
you
is why
cooking.
we this is why that man made the Raggedy Ann and Andy doll that they called the Annabelle doll. They done made a scary movie
Hmm.
off of it. But the
Oh
real rag
yeah.
doll, the Raggedy Ann Andy doll, is because the white man gave his daughter vaccines, and after she took the vaccines, he said her body was like a rag doll. So he made the
God.
doll to represent how his daughter's body was just being limped around. It was like carrying a rag doll. But now white people, they take stuff and they even culture appropriate their own shit. But
Yep.
a lot of white people, we would need vaccines if we had our own private schools. But they indoctrinate us in public schools. Then they find ways for themselves to have their private schools. And they tell us in order to go to the daycare and for the daycare to get state money, you need to have your child vaccinated. So they come and they write laws when we didn't need them laws before. Because before, in the 1970s and before, we didn't need vaccines to go to school. And somehow we're believing that all of us being together was making us sick. If we be
Yep.
together, we didn't have that problem until white people told us we needed it. They'll create a problem, have us have a mass hysteria scare, and then we'll go with their rules until we normalize it, when we need to unnormalize the stuff that we have been indoctrinated in.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think the whole COVID thing was assimilation. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? Oh, well, there you go. The popular way. What?
uh-huh. Well. See, I have a question. Now, can we ask ourselves, how did we get to the point where Mighty Whitey has finessed us to the point that we won't even grow our own fruits and vegetables? We'd rather go pay him for his chemical induced fruits and vegetables. I mean, do we even think about the basic stuff, how we allow them to control us? I mean, we
No,
sitting here
because all
with
we think about is that we want to be like white people. Oh, I don't get my hands dirty. I wear heels. I don't do that. I wear Gucci. I wear Louis Vuitton. I don't get out in the garden. There's bugs.
like here's the insight into warfare. Like everybody knows, I like doing military strategy when that's what I do. So here's the insight into warfare. So they program us with that mindset, and so here's what happened. When you go to a white neighborhood, you're going to see Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. You're going to see all these different farmer type stores to where
Of
they're getting
course.
organic fruits and vegetables. When it comes to our stores, you're going to see, I call it ghetto for less, but we're going to see food for less. We're going to see all these Kroger stores, the same stores. There's a reason why
Dollar
you see the same
General,
stores.
Dollar Tree.
Yeah. And these
Yep.
fruits and vegetables are laced with chemicals like atrazine. And you wonder why we have a rainbow epidemic? Because we think about it. If you have from the 70s until now, if you've had several generations that have been raised up on chemical laced food, fruits and vegetables that are laced with chemicals like atrazine that literally rearrange your hormones and can really tinker with your gender identity and things like that. That's warfare right there. That's a weapon of mass destruction right there, right on the store shelf. And the fact that they keep you locked in to only having to go to these same stores after they redline the community and mark us out in our community, lock you in with the same stores, is that not an act of war against
It
citizens?
is. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And a lot of us don't even understand the farmers market because the farmers market are farmers that come together and sell fruits and vegetables
Yep.
that come from the farm. And you can use, if you had EBT, you could use that. But we don't even keep up with the farmers market schedule because, like Pablo said, we're programmed to go to these same stores because they keep us working in this slave. We are slaves. They keep us working and we think we're controlling something. We used to work one job. Now we have to work two and three jobs. And now the woman has to work as hard as the man in order to have a decent life. And so now
Yep.
we run into these
And,
places that they set
and,
up to give us poison.
and you do all that, and now mind you, and then, like I said, this is warfare. Now you do all that, and you still end up experiencing income inequality. The average white family is going to be making, well, off the top, I don't remember what the exact figures are, but we're talking about the average white family will be making maybe 200,000. Somebody got a loud background.
I
The
mean,
average white family The average white family will be making about 200,000 or more a year, while the average black family is lucky to be making 60,000, 70,000. That's a big gap right there. And we don't understand how big that gap is, and that's done on purpose. And we're talking about a man and a woman in a committed relationship together making that amount of money. So we have a dramatic income inequality going on here. So when you factor all this stuff together, these are weapons of mass destruction that we've become so used to living through it. Just the way we treat each other on a daily basis, you could tell it's PTSD because these are the I've said it on this program dozens of times. These are tactics that this country uses to destabilize other countries, and they're using it on us as a community in this country. And I kid you not, I can go call for a reparations rally tomorrow. I'll be lucky to get 20 black people to show up. But if I go say, oh, so and so gonna be here, it's gonna be free weed, drink this and that, and anything of a white orientation, the whole city gonna come up.
Oh no.
it's gonna be,
Just say
it's gonna
it's
be, it's gonna be
free.
millions.
Yeah, just say it's free hair weave or some Sheen products that they gotta spend
That,
money on.
yeah, like
Like
they
they
did in
did in
Texas.
Atlanta.
Yeah, allowed to. Yeah.
Them people stood outside on a line for something you can order online. And they
Goddamn
stood
shame.
outside. The line went all the way out the mall around the block for hours before the store
Shaking my
opened just
damn
to get
head.
Chinese made products. But yet in
Yeah.
this you don't research how the product is made. You look at the result. Oh, it look cute, but let a black person make an outfit. I ain't wearing
Yep.
that cheap stuff. Look what you got on. Something your mother made. We are so
Yeah.
backwards.
Damn shame,
Some
man.
of
I
that
said we
stuff have chemicals.
exactly.
And
And I'm not gonna
you know
say.
the part that's crazy. This is the part to get me. So like everybody know what I do. You already know I'm in the Black Panther Party and all that. And even within the
Yeah.
Black Panther Party, it's a dang shame to see that we ain't learned our lesson. And even people in this party right now still put other ethnic groups before our own ethnic group.
Of
Some of us won't go
course.
do nothing unless it's multicultural. And it's like
Yeah.
they really have
Goddamn
gotten a
shame.
hold of our minds.
Bro, we speak look, we still believe that damn black and brown coalition, that kumbaya bullshit. It's over, man. Like I said, our people don't understand how power works. You know what I'm saying? Everybody listen, you talk about the white people, for they wealth, they bro, what's your racial wealth gap? Hell, the damn Asian top them even high. So you got like Dr. Clark said, then you gotta catch up with then you gotta catch up with the Asians. They know white people, you know what I'm saying? And then they Hispanics because black people like in fourth or fifth place when it comes to economics. So it's
You
like,
ain't even
man,
add in the Indians and the
Indians.
Somalis
Oh
that's
yeah,
here
that's
now.
right. That's right. Damn, the Indians. Hell yeah, they run the hotel. Yeah. and,
And
And
see,
the
and
so
and
that's
see,
talking about what
this
we.
is one
Yeah.
factor, and this is one factor. Like we might be amongst the only individuals, well, those who rock with us are amongst the only individuals who say, you know what, we are in order just for straight survival as an ethnic group, we're gonna have to separate from the American Negro. We're gonna have to separate from these chocolate conservatives and
Oh
from
yeah.
these black Democrats. We're gonna have to separate from them because they are on the chocolate Titanic and they are willing to be there because it's worth the price of whiteness to them to sink the ship as long as they can be
Yeah.
considered white.
and that's why I consider myself a FBA with what Tariq Nasheed said, because most people who say they FBA foundational Black Americans realize what is going on and are waking up.
Yeah,
Like
because you're
we
not
have
Yeah.
gonna
no
get me.
problem with our
You mean
brothers
that's
and
why you
sisters.
didn't see me like right now. We were talking about this thing. Matter of fact, yesterday. So like in the activist circles, how many of these Negroes are supposed to be? They scream Black Power, but they've been running around waving Palestinian flags. But you don't never see them waving the FBA flag. You don't see them waving that African American heritage flag, and you don't see them waving the Somalian flag. None of our stuff, but they can wave other people's flags. And you go to Palestine, they got a dang city called what is it called Al Abid, which means the city of the slaves in Arabic. How
Damn.
crazy do we look before the world right now? We look weak right now. We look like
Yeah.
cowards.
Yep. I organize, man. I organize.
Oh,
God
I
damn it.
had to put that hand clap in there.
Oh yeah.
Because
And
How you look running around? Your own people are suffering around the globe, and you making a priority to wave a Palestinian's flag, but you won't lift a finger. But yeah, that's a coward right there. I'm sorry.
or
I might be offending you if you
Israel
involved in Black
flag,
Power, but maybe you need to be offended because that's a coward move right there. How do you put other groups before your own people and try to justify that?
and come
Like
in
the
there and then they'll argue they need help too. They flee in their country. Mother effers, we flee in the ghetto. We fleeing right here in America. We fleeing the police. We watch the police unalive us just because they have been, as we say, white people are destroying America through mental mentally. They have destroyed us mentally where we will not help each other. We'll step over a black body like, oh well, you deserve it. Y'all are so ghetto and go, Mary and Jawan and the little Palestinian and the Israel and the Jew. Oh, we need to find a way to help them. I'm tired of black people. The things we say about ourselves. But that's why we need the separation. You there, Pablo?
can't like picture this. So here in LA, like right now, it's a rainstorm right now, and we know that Black people are basically the face of homelessness. So we have gotten to the point that there's a Black person perishing, unaliving in homelessness a day on the street. We just had thousands of evictions with we talking about 60 to 80 Black people being evicted a day in the state of California. And you mean to tell me you
damn.
Negroes got time to worry about what a Palestinian got going on, who's literally calling your people in their country a slave? You got time to wave their flag, but you can't get your black behind out here on the ground with us
Hey,
and do something for your own people. You mean
hey
to tell me
Pablo.
that Black Democrats remember all that money they gave Kamala over in the 24 on that private Zoom meeting? You can't raise that kind of
Exactly.
money to buy housing for your own people? Something's wrong
Exactly.
with that.
I bet they blaming Trump for that. Yeah. Yeah. But it's the government itself. Can y'all hear me?
What did they raise? They raised like what, like $1 million in less than 24 hours in that private Zoom meeting, and these are
Yep.
Black Democrats. And you mean to tell
Yep.
me through all your chocolate Greek fraternities and sororities, you Negroes can't do anything to raise money for housing for your own people?
Man, raised like so what, a billion, like three, but she like $1 billion?
Just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. And broke. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I
we
mean,
get
I
money
know
for the
like
It's
wrong
a
reason,
million
bro.
dollars to live a white lifestyle. That's the problem. We have all these black people who are millionaires who go broke. Why? Because they want to live like a white person. A white person has a glutton spirit, a well that never, a wanting well. I'm gonna call it the wanting well, the needing well for money that never runs dry. We keep pouring into a hole. White culture is a hole that is never satisfied, a growling in their stomach that is never satisfied, and they keep raising the prices so that they can be exclusive to everything that is the same price. That tree that they cut down for that furniture that they charge thousands of dollars for is the same tree our ancestors used to build furniture with in a house. It went from $1 to free, I mean from free to $1 to $1,000, and it's the same thing that we all use. But somehow when you get rich, you need to spend your money like a glutful rich white person. And that's the problem. We want what they have. Look at all these empty mansions that these rich black people have left. And that's abandoned. Look at the result
think
of
think think
richness.
think about this one. Think about this one. Now, like I just mentioned, the Kamala Harris situation where these Negroes raised over $1 million in less than 24 hours. So let's unpackage that. So a Negro today will sit here, a ninja, just in case we get censored. A ninja will sit here today. A Democrat ninja will sit here today, bellyache and scream and put the tears on for ICE pulling up and separating the families. Negro, you just gave millions of dollars to the woman who single-handedly broke up countless black families. That's done damage, and damage that we probably won't be able to calculate for the next couple of generations. And you ain't crying a tear for all those black families that got separated and broken up by Kamala Harris alone.
No, remember, they deserved it because they should have had their children in school. No, you know how black folks think. Oh, they deserved it because they should have did this and they should have did that. Well, they if they was doing right, they it wouldn't have happened. Our
And if
people are
you were to
messed
go
up.
onto our page, like if you were to go onto our Instagram page, we posted this old video. I think it was from it was either the 60s or the 50s. It was an old video of the Boule Negroes, the black Democrats, out here in Los Angeles talking about how they had to keep lower class and unwhite black people out of their area, which I think was the area where Africa Town is at right now. And this video, yes, that's literally how these people think. They really think that they're white. And they think that
Mhm.
we deserve mass incarceration. We deserve mass weaponized children's services. They think we deserve this stuff.
And just like they say about the immigrants, they come over here, get a hand up. The government is handing them stuff. They'll say it's not. You come over here as a grown person. We don't know what your background in your country is. You come over here as a grown person with a fresh, brand new credit score, a fresh, brand new ITN number, social security number, and you apply for credit and loans that you get automatically. Your family wasn't oppressed. You weren't here years oppressed with your social security number was shit before you came. They give you a fresh social security number with a credit score, allowing you to get things that they did not give us.
And
If when we
I'll tell you one
apply for
thing:
stuff,
if you
they'll
start to pay
say we don't
attention to
have
the
enough
wave,
credit.
yeah, I'll tell you one thing: if you pay attention to the wave, just on social media alone, I forget what country Godfrey is from. I forgot what country he's from, but you see people like him starting to say, you know what, the FBAs are right, and this is really messed up. This situation that we find ourselves in, because now they're starting to see. They look at us as the same thing, and we are going to get the same treatment. We're not white like we thought we were. We ain't gonna be able to pull that
No,
immigrant game like we thought we were. Like Godfrey is basically he be online saying it almost all the time, and so people are
exactly.
starting to wake up. People are starting
You
to wake
talking
up
about the
around
guy
the
from
globe.
the comedian from Nigeria?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that guy, the comedian. So he's saying it
yes.
almost on a daily
Yeah,
basis.
he
He's like,
do.
yeah, the FBAs are right.
Yeah,
This is
he
what's
do.
going on.
Yes. He's saying like he could come over here when they come over here when you get an American social security number, they will tell us, well, you don't have enough credit. Like a friend of mine, I helped a girl get Section 8. She could found the apartment, everything, had it ready. When she went to move in, see what happened when you get stuff, then the people who you gonna take the stuff to make their own rules. You know what they told her? Well, you have never rented before, so we can't rent to you. You don't have a rental history. You need a rental history. She was like, well, I live with my mom. I'm out here. I live with my mom. I can get, a letter from my mom's landlord. Oh, no, you had to have something in your name. See how they moved the goalposts? She had her and her children, her disabled son, got Section 8. And a lot of black people don't understand, and a lot of white people, they understand, but they don't. Section 8, you have to work. She was one of my workers. You have to work in order to get something. Most of these people that don't work, that's on Section 8, they're living in these white people rundown houses that don't care long as they're getting a check each month, and they are not going to repair these houses. They're not going to fix up nothing around it, and voila, you got the ghetto. Are y'all there?
I'm
Y'all
here,
hear?
Queen.
Yeah. We here. I'm in the
Okay,
store. Yeah.
because it got quiet. I didn't. I guess Pablo dropped out. But voila, you have the ghetto, and we don't understand how the ghetto is made. The ghetto is white man made. They tell these people to come over here, and they don't let us know our cousins from another mother when they claim we all from Africa. But they give them stuff, and then they tell them to go build there. They'll tell them to come to our neighborhoods, but they don't tell them how to invest in our neighborhoods. Our people come over here. They don't hire us in their stores. They hire themselves. But they come, and most people that's on Section 8, they get these houses and they live there, and the white people don't fix it up in anything. White people won't fix up these houses or nothing, because why? They want you to, they want to keep it poor so they don't have to do nothing. You're not going to complain to Section 8. They're not going to complain to Section 8. And if a white man or a white woman or one of these Asian people got 3 or 4 houses in the ghetto that's not worth anything, but they're charging 600 and 700 a month, they're getting a $2,000 a month check on top of whatever job they're doing. But we're living in their shit while their ghetto is shit. And we don't want more because we have the mentality that we should be lazy. You can get more through Section 8 if you work. You can find something better if you work. Section 8 goes by your income. If you don't have that much income, you get the lowest, but they still have a cap on there. So if you're on Section 8 and you're black, I'm saying, I'm talking to my melanated people, use it to go, while you're in Section 8, go to school and everything. There are state programs that let you transition from Section 8 to home ownership. Go in there with a goal. It's supposed to be a stepping stone. A lot of white people on Section 8, when they get Section 8, they pass it on to their children who turn 18. Then they get these housing, they getting this government check, and they're going to college. And then next thing you know, they passing it on to their children. They're using it as a stepping stone. We're using it as a life choice. And I land my plane.
Oh, well, dang.
A lot of people are looking your states with Section 8 and see how you can pass it on to your child. I knew people, and I was learning that you can, if your child turns 18, and like most people, children, most of the, like you seen a black lady going in, she didn't want her son to work because she didn't want to lose her Section 8. But a lot of people don't know, when your child turns 18, if you have to come off Section 8, you can pass it on to your child. You just got to look at the whole rules. We won't read. And then sometimes when you get ready to buy a house, there's different programs. It might not be called Section 8. But like in Georgia, it's supposed to be the HOPE program where you transition from Section 8 and then transition into your own house. And then when you start buying, they'll pay a portion of your rent. White people are using it all the time. There was a point where they were using welfare and paying for cars. White people, white women ride around with cars and gas cards, but only black people was just getting a little Section 8, a little of food stamp, and a little welfare, and we didn't know the extent. But then they'll run it to the ground, and then when we do find out, they'll say, "Oh, that program don't exist anymore." They get help. When they
Or they'll
get
say the
help,
program ain't funded.
exactly. When they get help, it's a program. When we get help, it's welfare. When the businesses get help, it's called a tax deduct subsidy. When we get help, it's called welfare. Everybody gets help from the government because we are all fucking putting in money. If you work at McDonald's, if you're wiping white people asses at the nursing home, wherever you working at, if you working in a chicken plant, steel plant, packing boxes, if they take out money out your check, you are contributing to this government And if we have billions of people in America, that means the government is taking in trillions of dollars a year, and they're telling you that they're going to take your money and give it to an immigrant and tell you stop begging. We need to stop that mentality and get what's ours. And I lay my plane.
And we also need to stop this mentality of that somehow it has befallen us to be everybody's savior. You know, it. I mean, it's actually good to be in a time to where you see FBA starting to get on board and be solid in this. It's actually a good thing to start to see black people in the UK starting to say the same thing. It's a good thing to see people in certain, and you got coon countries, of course, in Africa, but it's a good thing to start to see people in certain countries in Africa on board with the revolution saying the same thing we're saying, because we are, you can't, you can't keep a lid on this thing the way you used to, because we are in the information age. So even though they can physically keep us from unifying, they can't keep our minds from unifying and using technology to do so.
Exactly. We need to
I
get
agree
on board.
100%.
Yes, we need to get on board. Stop being shame. They shame black people from getting help from the government and sit here in your face and tell you grown ass people coming across the border who might have scammed their own country, you know nothing, can come over here, get an EIN number or an ITN number and get welfare, food stamps, Section 8, housing, whatever, and it's okay. But when black people do it, ooh, you on government assistance and just like
Oh,
when the shutdown was here, when the
oh yeah. Then
shutdown
to
was
have
here,
somebody out here
see,
screaming, have somebody here screaming Black Power, telling you that yeah, you need to support them when they come over here. You need to have their back. It's solidarity. There ain't no coalition. If it ain't, like I'll tell people all the time, if it ain't a black coalition, I don't even want to hear it.
and I want y'all to Google and look it up. CNN got called out for using black faces for food stamps, and people talking about when the government shut down, they not getting their food stamps. That AI app called Sora was using black images when we know the majority of people standing in these church lines and the majority of people standing in line were the people who are on welfare and they were white. But they
But
wanted to
See,
then,
keep
this
painting.
this is one
but
of
at
the
the
things. This is
same,
one
you
of the things
got
they don't show. Now we do food giveaways. We do this thing all the time. Now, if you, I don't like to put our work on camera as much, as I ain't doing this for the cameras. But I can tell you from experience, when we give away food, it's not that many black people standing in line for them food for the food. When you go by the
Oh
county
yeah.
building, there's not that many black people there. Why? Because for the past decade or so, actually, I could say since the Obama administration, they have systematically cut most of us off of these benefits anyway. And then when you fast forward to where we are now, you see that when you go to these food lines, you don't see that many black people in them lines, especially in California. Why? Because we've either left the state or we're living on the street. And these are the
Oh,
things that they don't like to bring up.
oh, we shame. We're like, girl, what you doing in that line? What you doing? We shame. Like
yeah,
I seen it. My sister feeds
yeah.
people on Thanksgiving. I seen around the corner from my house when I was in Florida. I seen them giving out. Y'all, they were giving out crates of fresh strawberries in the plastic. They were giving out fruits, bags of oranges, banana, everything. I seen not one black person. You know who I seen? All them fucking immigrants with their vans backed up taking crates of fruits and vegetables home. And our
Of
black
course.
asses, excuse me, our black asses is sitting around shame to get what's yours. It came from
Yeah,
your tax money,
exactly.
McDonald's, Hardee's, chicken plants,
Yep.
Yeah, and then on
secretaries.
top of it, I bet you by golly wall, they took those fruits and vegetables home and used them and planted and replanted the seeds in their yards, and they got their own little things going.
Exactly. Because
Of
when you go
course.
to when I went to the food trucks, they got plants out there. They growing their own herbs and stuff, so they won't have to buy it.
Look, y'all. Can y'all hear me? See the thing about it,
Yeah.
I back I always say uh, black people, the people who control and make policies and laws, they never follow their own rules and stuff. They want you to follow, especially black people. You know, you gotta pay your these taxes. You gotta pay your bills on time and all that stuff. Those people don't. That's why they be filing bankruptcy, because they know when Trump was debating Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton about his taxes, And she like, won't you, she like, yeah, you didn't pay your taxes, well. He said, of course I did. And he like, what idiot really want to pay taxes? They're like, he's like, who? That's any American. But see, they know the game though. They make the people like us thinking that that's the right thing to do. But it's like I say, I had filed bankruptcy years ago. I mean, back in '03. It was '010. It was 2010, right? When I went to my hearing, all I see was whites and Asians and maybe one other black person. I said, these people, they know the game. You know what I'm saying? About 50 cents. Like, yeah, y'all understand. Like, we don't, y'all
Yeah,
bashing
they were
Trump.
filing
Y'all bashing Trump.
bankruptcy back then and keeping their houses and cars, remember? And then
Yeah,
when we started
exactly.
doing it, they stopped.
Yep. It's the game. We got to understand the game. Yeah, like I said, black, I don't mind black people getting stamped. Hell, that should be a part of reparations too. Hell, I
Yeah,
mean, like I said,
exactly.
you can't give us enough that really. Yeah, think about it. And black people really need to push reparations more. Like we was talking about this on TikTok the other night. We're gonna have to strategize and do it the right way instead of hashtagging this stuff. I know we still
We're
keep the
gonna
conversation
have to
going.
separate ourselves. This is why FBA is good, because we're gonna have
Yeah,
to say the people in America, because white people love to say we gotta study. How we gonna know who
yeah,
did it? Who family was a slave? Your family wasn't slaves. Well, my great grandmother was.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody know this is only a couple of generations ago, but when you have these immigrants coming over here saying I've been here 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, should I get reparations? No, because
Exactly.
we can trace where you came from. You can't give
Exactly.
reparations to the people who they claim sold us or sold us
Yep.
out.
Yeah, y'all came here voluntarily. We even the choice, you know what I'm saying? Like for us
We were already
even
here, and
really
then
here.
some of
Yeah,
us
exactly.
were, yeah, so we're not, and then they want to take over, so it just makes sense that we separate ourselves from the immigrants and the black people here. And this is why I'm going to continue to say FBA is a lineage that we need, because then when we say, hey, we are all FBA, we vet ourselves, now we want our reparations. We don't need no study, we don't need none of this
Yeah,
shit. We could go from FBAs and we don't even got to do slavery. Let's talk about after slavery, the Jim Crow
yep.
era.
Reconstruction. Yeah. We did build our own cities and stuff. We had businesses and everything. We would do it for ourselves, as they say, and they
Mhm.
destroyed that. So it's like, come on now. I mean, you can't. I mean, you even destroy one or two or three towns. You multiple, dozens. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of towns. So
Hundreds.
yeah, you only went
There's
out
a
to
white
chance
woman
town
on
one time.
Facebook. There's a
That's
lot of
it.
white people. What we got to do is not worry about what we do is worry about the white people that got a complaint. We worry about the immigrants that don't respect us. We
Yep.
need to start linking up with the white people who are saying black people are old, are owed reparations. We need to start lining up people who are got our interests in heart,
Yeah.
and those are the people we need to put in office, because we can't just say put a black person in office.
Oh
Because
nah, nah, hell
because
We
no.
got
decades
to.
have showed
We
that
don't need no
putting
more
black people in
Jasmine Crockett.
office,
I can
they
tell you that.
forget, exactly, they forget. So we
Yeah.
need to align ourselves with people who are ready to fight with us and not against us.
Now, see,
Yeah,
now this is
because
the
she,
part. This is a challenge. I think we should issue a challenge at this moment to everybody that's in the so-called Black activist community. Now, you have seen us on this program. You've seen us on various social media platforms, and we are literally telling you we have the land, we have the territory, we are building a Black homeland right now, a FBA nation of our own, similar to what the pretendians do. We have this
yeah,
thing right now, but you will not support it. And the question is, why? Where are you at? You
exactly.
like to do the hollering and the screaming every time Trump does something. What are you going to do about it? You like to do the hollering and the screaming every time the Democrats deny you reparations or won't let you do this. What are you going to do
Exactly.
about it besides get online and bellyache and then go home comfortable under white supremacy? What are you going to do about it? We are right here. You can click that link right now and donate to the Black Homeland. You can get your booty to active community defense duty right now and get out here with the manpower and help us get this ground tilled and get the farm running efficiently to where we can export the goods. You can help us get out here and lay the foundation for housing, for Black housing. We are dying on the street every day. You mean to tell us that we can pull ourselves together for concerts, for comedy shows, anything the Democrat Party throws our way? We can get everybody in the city to turn out, but we can't put a penny toward this. I mean, we ain't talking about, and I ain't trying to disrespect, this ain't no Dr. Umar situation where we've been going on over a decade telling you about the school. We have this right now. All we need is a little bit. We need our people to help us get past the finish line. We already there, but we need our people. We need people power right now. Where y'all at? You screaming Black Power online every day. Where you at? Don't worry
Exactly.
about you. You more concerned about who's the real Panther and who's not. You more concerned about what work you done, who you know. You more concerned about what politician we're working with. Where is your black behind that right now? Because we got
Yeah.
everything. We have the solution right here. Where you at?
Yeah. Facts. Will you? As they said, will your way out. But y'all do black people really want to get out. Because at the end of the day, everybody, Dr. Clark Anderson said it best. It's a rat race. That's what it is. It's nothing wrong. Matter of fact, I'm not even mad at white people, or Asian people, or any other group that doing what they're supposed to do. It's survival. It's all about survival. It's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even. I change my mind on certain things when it comes to like why certain groups do what they do. Cause that's shit. Even what Elon Musk dad said. Hell, it's survival of the fittest. Like that Carl Anderson was telling us. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta get like the mob.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
we gotta tighten up. You know what I'm saying? We can't sit up there being nice and stuff to people. Yeah, you gotta.
Hello.
That nice word on. Yeah,
I'm
that nice word. Yeah, you there?
talking to my thing.
Can you hear me? Okay. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Hello. Oops. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I know I got
Yeah.
booted
Yeah.
out.
I hear you loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Okay,
They got
cool.
mad.
But yeah, yeah, I got ready to go in a minute because I just pulled up. But the thing is, I'm saying that we, like that Carl Essence said, we got to treat this. We gotta be like a mob. We can't be nice anymore. It ain't no more coalitions. Ain't no more. Nah, we ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It's about it's either either you in it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else get it. Like the other groups, they get it, man. The Spanish, they passing us even as engineers and stuff like that. So it's like. Well, the other class was right about everything he said about we're gonna be a third or fourth class. We're gonna be a third or fourth class a minority group. And that's what we have. Black people at the bottom of the minority group now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And
Actually it came up
bottom line. Hey, you asked a question. Right now, we all afraid of what Trump gonna do and what's gonna happen. This country,
yeah,
Paul, right now, we are literally the only group who has nowhere to go.
not it's
exactly.
funny. They worried about Donald Trump. You need to be worried about Congress. Donald Trump cannot do nothing. Just like someone said, I seen on the internet. Oh, Trump is trying to backtrack. It was a black. I think it was the Black Atlanta
Yeah,
magazine.
I saw yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah.
Trump is trying to backtrack on the $2,000. No, it's not
Yeah.
Trump. It's Congress telling Trump they
It's,
don't have the money to give it. Trump is trying to get
yeah.
$2,000 from the tariffs that
Tariffs.
America
Yeah.
collected. It's the same
Yeah.
greedy ass, rich ass white people sitting in office
Yep.
that's saying, "Oh, the Department of Treasury is saying we gotta
Yeah.
vote on it." We have to understand how the government works and stop being played and stop
Exactly.
putting the blame on everybody and put the blame on where the blame needs to go. The police are unaliving black people because you don't see black cops unaliving white people. You see white cops unaliving everybody else, majority of black people. So
Yeah.
blame the
They don't
cops. You
unalive
see,
They don't unalive Asians. They don't under unalive
thank
Indians,
you.
Middle East Indians. It's only us. And this is like I said. We gotta start issuing challenges, and we gotta just start being bold in the face with it because it's called vibe with your tribe. Like right now, do you think? Ask yourself, Black America. Ask yourself, and I say it all the time. There are two diametrically opposed Black Americas, and one of us it has decided that we are going to perish on the chocolate Titanic, bloopity bloop. But ask yourself this question: While you spent the last year, literally last year, worrying about who got their back broke by Diddy, what do you think the Latinos and the Asians and all these other groups were doing? While you online worrying about what Diddy was doing, while you online going back and forth with other Black people that have an issue with you, and it's like, and I said it all the time. The same energy you put to worrying about who's a tether and what group don't like us and that, you can put that same energy to vibing with the people who were on board with you. We put our energy and emotion in all the wrong places. Why do we have to go online as if we're shocked when a Klansman takes their robe off and let you know they're a Klansman? Why are we still shocked at that? Why do
Exactly. Hey,
you
let me
will
have
share that
clap.
video 1,000 times, but you won't share us. Hey, we got the Black homeland. The land is available. Come on, y'all. We can build housing right now. You
And
won't
bump all
share
the
that.
promises that everybody else done gave you. Sometimes you have to go with the average black person, FBA person that's trying to do something, not the average famous person.
Because the
Facts.
controversy sale, and we love gossip and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
we
and then like
we
tell you,
we are
Hey,
trying to
everybody go make
build.
it.
We are
but
building
exactly.
strong. We are buying strong tents. We're gonna put up our list of what we need for the land, and we are strong
Facts,
tent
facts.
for our manufacturing place. Strong tent for our headquarters. We need equipment and we need
Uh,
workers and help. We want some people when we
Generators.
start with the land to take time, and we have land in different places. We want you to take time off, maybe come when we get a headquarter where we can have someone stay or in that area instead of going to conventions and trying to dress up and eat. Come there and help put the plow to the ground
Yep,
so
Yeah,
you
because
can
like
feel
generators.
and touch and
we
see it
gotta stop
yourself.
doing the band-aid. We gotta stop doing the band-aid thing. Like this, for example, a lot of people ask us why we don't do the breakfast program the way the original Panthers did. And I said, well, in some regions, yeah, you could do that, but here in LA, you have, off the top of my head, there is about 12 people that I personally know that are doing food programs, and they're not even part of organizations. They just got they nonprofit and they doing food programs. We got so much food that the homeless people actually, that's why we have a rat problem. Like you go to Skid Row, you notice you always hear about the rats. The rats are there not just because they're homeless people. The rats are there because all this food is being wasted. There's so much food being given out that nobody's even eating the food in some of these areas. So what why would that be feasible, strategically feasible for me to go out and do just another food program so I can get on the gram and say I did it? What is the point of that? I'm a solution oriented.
Exactly.
All of us involved in this program are solution oriented Black people, and I don't see the reason for me to go out and do another food program. I see a housing crisis, and that's where I'm gonna focus my attention at. I see a crisis in
And a
education. I
mental
see a
health
crisis in,
crisis.
yeah,
Mental
mental health
health.
crisis with PTSD. A lot of us, we ain't, Black people on average, we act the way we act, not because we crazy, not because we drugged out, because we are experiencing PTSD from a country raging war on us. Like I told you earlier, a lot of the stuff that we're describing, these are things that the American military does to destabilize whole countries, and they're doing it to us as citizens.
Our
So a lot
government
of us
has
are
become a
experiencing PTSD.
tyrannical government to the black people in America.
And it's been so since we was on the plantation and after the plantation, and they ain't changed one bit. And like Malcolm said, the most dangerous.
Can y'all hear him or is it just me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What was you saying Malcolm X said? The most
So
dangerous?
the most dangerous person walking is the white liberal, because we, in our heart of hearts, really believe that that's our friend. They have us comfortable with being second class citizens, and that's the crazy part. We really have become comfortable with being second class citizens. Like, have we? Do we not notice that Black people go 0 to 60 on each other in the flash of an eye over the smallest thing, but we are hesitant and mute and castrated when it comes to other groups? We don't act like that with other groups.
Exactly. We
You go
have to
you go
start
into
checking
places like Trader
ourselves.
Joe's. You go into places like Trader Joe's. They be so afraid that you might say or do something that's going to be considered Black in there when they see another Black person in there. This stuff right here, I mean, this, like I said, these are weapons of mass destruction being used on citizens, and we've become so used to it that we think it's normal. I mean, you think it's normal. You think it's normal. Like if you travel to just any other, like if I go to Little Israel right now, over on the west side, if I go to Little Israel, you gonna smell the fresh baked kosher goods and all the stuff that they do. As soon as you come to the Black community, the first thing you smell is the sickening smell of fried food, and we think that that's normal.
Or the sewer or garbage.
And none of this stuff is normal, yet we seem to think it's normal.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I look at the sad part in all this is Yes, we've had the drug epidemic and all these things happen to us. The sad part of it is, I see the youth right now, and the youth is going, man, what do we do? What are they lost right now? Where do we go? What do we? That's why they're turning to the rainbow. That's why they're turning to the gangs. That's why they're turning to the drugs. Some of them would rather just get high and just tap out, so they don't have to deal with the pressure of being black. Some of them try to dial it up and go run the other ethnic groups and pretend to be a Latino, pretend to be Asian or this or that. But we are worn out. We can't. Our backs are against the wall. We can't go. We can't sink any lower than we are right now. I mean,
Can you
our
hear me?
youth is the only youth in America that
Can
cannot
y'all
come to
hear
its
me?
adults for resources.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it went out. Yeah, our youth is the only ones that have to get resources from everywhere else. Our churches is a joke because our churches are the only churches that say that Jesus is helping everybody, but we have to go to a white church if we need help. So
Yeah,
basically,
that's like, and it like, and then like just like with the church thing, all you have to do is read the book, and it literally tells you what to do. It tells you to grow your own goods, use a barter system, basically to help each other. It's telling you that you are the answer. You shouldn't have to go run to the Roman. But that's what we have chosen to do. We like to run to the Roman. We think the Roman's beer is colder and his water is cleaner, when reality is polluted.
Well, facts. Listen, but I gotta break good out here. Y'all didn't want to just jump out, but yeah, I mean, Pablo right about everything he's saying. But at the end of the day, y'all, what y'all gonna do? Talking. We did enough
Yeah.
talking. We've been talking for 60+ years. I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't want to hear about no white man this and the Trump did that and no, nah. What you gonna do? Because everybody else know what they gotta do. I'll let my plan. I'm out, y'all.
And everybody ain't gonna make it. Straight up.
Exactly. Unfortunately, everybody ain't gonna make it, and they know it too. Like I said, man, some black people just don't give a damn. Some black you, I want to say this real quick. Black. Some black people just don't care, man. They don't care about no. We are. We're never gonna all unify. That's never gonna happen. That's a pipe dream. But the thing is, either the ones going. They say the ones who in here now, the one who's supposed to be in here. As they say. So it's like everybody else. They just like y'all be always
yeah,
talking. People when people look at me, like you say, they always put us as the face of poor people, of poverty
poverty.
because we don't understand power. But that being said, y'all, I'm out.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
all gonna get up
One
out
last
of here.
one last question for you, go. One last question for you, go, because you in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
on the ground in Atlanta, which is now become arguably the black mecca of America. Does anybody even see that they're circling the wagons even on Atlanta, which is arguably the blackest city, one of the blackest cities in America? Does anybody in there see that they're circling the wagons even on that?
Yes,
Well, still,
in
it's the
Atlanta,
old guard.
in
The old guard's still
Atlanta,
around. Mhm.
yeah, in Atlanta, they're actually gentrifying everything.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I will say this though, y'all. Andre Dickens, he's doing a good job. I will give him. You don't hear about his name. He stay quiet. He is doing stuff, but still, he's still a part of that old guard and still that hardcore Democratic liberal. Party. So that's he's still loyal to that. Just like Isaac Hayes the third, he's here in Atlanta. He all them linked in together, man. They support the Democrats heavy. So it's like y'all just
That's
got the
bad.
connections, but y'all can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta's a very liberal damn city, but yeah, black people doing good. But at the same time, they is being gentrified and all that. So yeah,
That's sad. That's yeah, yeah.
Like
Like
New
we say,
York,
folks,
let's talk about
what are we gonna do?
the immigrant that's the mayor. I mean, the mayor of New York right now. Look at him. How did an immigrant make it before a black person?
Because he promised the goodies, the freebies, the goodies, the good times will continue. He promised socialism, basically, is what he promised. And
And then
it,
he turned around and gave a speech when he won and said immigrants built New York. And everybody took it as an insult, but yet we won't get up and take these seats, the average black person, and stop them from taking over our places. But I know we're gonna
and
go
we
on,
went over this
y'all.
before. We went over this before, like we discussed Jasmine Crockett. I've gone over things with auntie, which AKA Maxine Waters, how these people they they don't have any connection with black people on. They have connection with black Democrats, but they don't have a connection with black people
With
on the
the
ground.
average everyday working black person.
And they simply don't, because the average everyday working black person
They
has
only
left the
want them to
Democrat Party.
vote Democrat.
Yeah, and a lot of them are, see, this is one of the things, like, we had to do this on Instagram with the recent election where they did Prop 50 to redistrict California.
Hmm.
So the sellouts went on there. Yeah, we got a record turnout, but they talking about black men voted for this thing at a 91% rate. So I went on there and I said, hold on, see, this is the smoke and mirrors they use. You mean black male Democrats voted at a 91% rate, not black men, not black citizens, black male Democrats. And I said, see, they use that smoke and mirrors to make you think that this is the way it should go, this is the way it's supposed to be, and there's nothing else that you could do outside of that. But the reality is, black people have been walking off that Democrat plantation in record numbers, and that's largely due to FBA and
And
and, and
that's
what's
and that's
being
why
pushed.
the Democrats was using leverage to act like, and this is what I want to say, that they acting like, oh, they were trying to fight for black people, or they were trying to fight for American people, and it was just the Republicans. I want people to know they were not trying to fight for nothing. They weren't trying to go against anything that those Republicans had in that bill. They were only wanting to
Nope.
get them kickbacks for that Affordable Care Act, where they're feeding these insurance companies who's ripping us off. They have no problem with the Republicans are doing. They're not passing bills. They were not fighting to raise minimum wage. They were not fighting to give you food stamps. They were holding your food stamps and Section 8 as leverage to get what they wanted. Because they're
And, and
getting
and how do we
kickbacks
and
from
how do
this
we know they're not fighting the Republicans? Because
Affordable Care Act that's feeding these insurance companies trillions of our dollars while they're giving the majority of them to immigrants. So they had
exactly.
no
And
problem
how do we know
at
this is
all
true?
with that bill had for the Republic what the Republicans had. They only had a problem with what they were not getting, and they were going to sit back and watch Americans starve so that they can
Yep.
continue to be millionaires in Congress, which makes no sense.
And how do we know, they didn't have a problem? How do we know that? Because we have gone over before on this program. The
Can y'all
top
hear me?
donors of the top donors of the Democrat Party
I kind of
stuff
walked
their
away
money
from
in
my
the
Wi-Fi.
Trump pocket.
Are y'all there?
They- yeah, we can hear you.
Oh shit.
The top donors of the Democrat Party stuff their money in the Trump's pocket, not
Hello.
Kamala's pocket, Trump's pocket. Think about that. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the weather or what's going on, but it does seem to be very the smallest move gets you booted from the program today. So it is anybody else there, or is it just me?
I'm here. I hear everything. I had an issue early this morning with the electricity going out. It lasted for like maybe 20 minutes. It was weird.
Yeah, see,
I don't
it's
know what's
kind of,
going
yeah,
on here.
it's been shaky all day. But yeah, like it when we sit back and when you process in your mind that the top donors of the Democrat Party are basically front bankroll Trump
I
to
don't know
become
what happened.
president this
Can y'all
time.
hear me? I'm sorry. Did y'all hear anything I said? Because I walked away from my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we heard
But
we heard some of it, but then it slowly faded up.
I was saying that
Hmm.
when the Republicans were holding Section 8 and food stamps, they were using the American people suffering as leverage. They were not fighting for anything that the Republicans had on that bill. They were not against anything the Republicans wrote in that bill. They were not fighting for minimum wage. They were to raise. They wasn't fighting for you to have affordable housing. They weren't fight. They were using your food stamps and everything so that they can get those kickbacks to those insurance
Yep.
companies through the Affordable Care Act. That's the only thing they were holding out, and they had no problem with the bill at all. They're not
And
passing
again,
bills.
and again, folk, like I just said, remember this: the top donors of the Democrat Party are the ones who bankrolled Trump to have his second term in office. Think about that.
Exactly. They're not talking about that. They playing us to make you think that they were fighting for you. They were not fighting for nothing for the Americans. They were fighting because the reason why you have millionaires sitting in Congress is because they're getting kickbacks. There is no reason that your insurance should be $4,000 and $5,000 a month that the Republicans raised. I mean that the Democrats allowed the insurance companies to raise so that they can get a tax credit of thousands of dollars. So they're raising the insurance rates to justify getting that tax credit. But the Democrats allowed the insurance companies to raise the premiums so that they
This time you
can
went into the matrix, or maybe Master said that's enough. Y'all doing too much. Now, I I do. That makes me wonder that now we know they're fighting over this insurance situation. So what effect does this have on the penalties and whatnot if you don't have insurance? We still on?
I hear you. Is this you and me? I'm just waiting for these people to get
Yeah,
their just due.
I guess they have to
Karma.
recalibrate. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't know
was
what's going on. We're gonna get up out of here, but go ahead and finish saying what you're saying, Pablo.
yeah, I was wondering, do we have any information on how what are they going to do with the part about the fines and penalties if you don't have insurance? Does that still stand? Or I mean, I know they make money off that, so probably it still does. But
That's
has
what I'm
that?
saying. They wasn't fighting against that.
Well, that being said,
Can y'all
maybe
hear
we,
me?
maybe
Can
we,
y'all hear me?
maybe might as well go to yeah,
Can y'all hear me? Can
yeah.
y'all
Now
hear
we
me?
can. Yeah.
Okay, let me get up out of here because my phone, I'm on my phone and it keep going on. But they were not fighting against that. They were fighting to put $1 trillion in there, and the Republicans said no. They were not fighting against nothing on that bill. They were not introducing anything on the bill. They wanted this money to go through because that's why a lot of them are getting kickbacks, and we know it. They're allowing these insurance companies instead of arresting these insurance company CEOs. The reason why them people that probably unalived the CEO of the United Healthcare, they're not saying anything. So they would watch the American people starve to make you think it's about food stamps when the Republicans tried to introduce a separate bill that should be separate for food stamp section 8 and all this stuff for the American people. They did not even want to agree with that. And they have videos of them saying we lost our leverage. They caved in. Caved into what? You leveraging people's lives. But we're gonna get out of here. I think Pablo dropped out, and I'm dropping out. So we'll we'll talk again. We're gonna go live again, hopefully Sunday. So people
All
stay
right.
smart, do some reading, look beyond what is in your face, donate. Let's get ready to build together. Peace.
Yes, that'll be great. All right, people.